Hi, I'm Bill Sanders, and today I want to talk about watches and Ébauches. Ébauches being the movement inside of a watch. Those who collect the kinds of watches that fit into the high horology of watches are very particular about the Ébauches, the movement, and who makes them. The preferred watch is a watch company that makes its own Ébauches. We've talked about a number of these, but today I want to talk about watches that use somebody else's Ébauches. And the Ébauche that I want to take a look at is called the ETA 2892. Now, the 2892 is used in a lot of different watches, and the reason it's used in a lot of different watches, it's an automatic movement, and it's a very reliable one, and it's been around for a long time. And one of my favorite places to look at Ébauches, or actually watches with Ébauches, is a place called Bernard Watch. They're located in Austin, Texas, and they have a website. And the thing I like about their website is that you can view a watch based on the Ébauche. And the one that I'm picking today is a watch I happen to have, which is a Raymond Weil 3430. 3430 is the reference number on the watch, and it has an ETA of 2892. In other words, that's the ETA movement number is 2892. It's an automatic movement. It's very keeps on working years after years. I've had it for several years and it still works. So let's go to Bernard's, and what we'll do is that we'll sort the watches by the Ébauches, and the one I'm choosing is 2892. And so let's see what they've got. They've got a pre-owned Breitling Bentley for $4,735. Okay. They have a couple of Bell and Ross. All three of them are between $2,000 and $3,000. And they have a couple Cartier Balloon Blues. And let's see what else they've got here. They have an IWC. They've got several Omegas. And all right, so now let's go to another site. Now, this site is where I got my Raymond Weil quite some time ago. And so let's take a look at it. The name of it is overstock.com. Now, this site is for watches and other kinds of things that are usually at a pretty good discount. And the one I'm going to take a look at is the one I have. And let's see if I can make it any bigger here. No. Well, anyway, the price, and it's out of stock, by the way, but the price they had was $342.14. The important thing about this isn't the fact that it's a cheaper watch or a better or worse watch. It is a watch with exactly the same Ébauches as the ones we just looked at. Furthermore, it's all stainless steel, which, by the way, in my opinion, all stainless steel is much more preferable to gold-plated, and especially if you're interested in high horology. Now, the point that I want to make here isn't I hope I don't sound like I'm nagging, but if you're going to get a watch that is for the purpose of having a fine movement, and you're paying a lot of money for it too, new or used, you should get one that has the kind of finishing, the general standard of manufacture that your watches in the haute horology have. And it may sound almost snobbish, but it's sort of like putting a, a Ford engine in a Rolls Royce. The Rolls Royce is part of having a Rolls Royce is because it has a Rolls Royce engine. And if you opened up the hood and you found out it had something else, you might expect to pay considerably less. And the same is true, I think, in the whole area of horology. If you're going to get a watch, consider a watch that has its own Ébauches. Now, some of these are fairly reasonably priced. I think we've talked about these before. For example, Frederic Constant has a line of watches that have an Ébauche that is made by Frederic Constant, and they sell them new for around $1,000. I would definitely not suggest getting one that's with gold because they're gold plated. That's something that is I don't care for too much. But at least if you have a stainless steel watch and you're looking at something in the area of high horology, you should really, really consider what you're paying for. Are you paying for a pretty face? And if that's the case, then there's not a whole lot more I can say. Or do you want something with a pretty face and pretty inside too? And to understand that and to understand the whole, I suppose, the nuances of luxury watch collection, you need to really take a look at watches that have the same insides at very, very different prices, as, for example, the Raymond Weil on Overstock.com, and the watches of a that are claiming to be worth thousands, even though they have the same insides. Okay, short one today, but the if you're interested in luxury, true luxury watches, you need to consider what's inside.